2011 marked the installation of America's first central operating system. ctOS is a computer software that manages entire cities, providing centralized control over subway lines, traffic lights, surveillance cameras, and electricity grids. A computer now controls a major city. But who controls the computer? The answer is private companies that have everything to gain from a ctOS. Massive data silos track and sort every moment of your digital life, revealing how you think and what you believe. That information could be turned against you, not just to sell products, but to influence your worldviews.
Flock Safety was founded in 2017 in Atlanta, Georgia by Garrett Langley. What made Garrett Langley create the Flock Security Company was a story that stems from Langley's personal experience with organized crime in Atlanta neighborhoods, witnessing property crimes going nowhere and unpunished. Garrett Langley later recalled that near the end of 2017, he was sitting at his dining room table in his Atlantic home building the first version of the Flock cameras by hand, which gave him an idea, the line to create an AI tool that could scan hundreds of cars and license plates in seconds. Today, Flock cameras give law enforcement officers better technology to track criminals across American cities. The company has seen explosive growth since its founding, but the growth has also brought concerns beyond privacy, especially the constant monitoring of Americans as they travel throughout the country. Bloom Corporation created the Central Operating System, better known as ctOS. Bloom eventually expanded the technology into a system capable of connecting to Chicago's cameras, traffic lights, public transportation, communications, and personal records through one network. Chicago then became the first major testing ground for ctOS. The first game showed the dangers of giving one privacy corporation access to an entire city's surveillance and information. Anyone with access to the system could observe residents, retrieve private details, control public equipment, and potentially manipulate the city around them. Online communities have increasingly described Watch Dogs as more relevant than ever, drawing direct comparisons between the game's theme and current surveillance technology. They're pretty much similar. Flock was built around vehicle identification and license plate readers, while ctOS is a fictional network capable of controlling nearly every piece of infrastructure across the entire city.
No, don't say that. I'm not yet. I'll figure this out. It will only take a couple $100.
No, you're fucked.
Where's the support? Where's the love? Come on. Bail me out.
Not on your life. This is your fault.
According to Forbes, an investigation found that last year, Flock failed to obtain the proper permits for some of the cameras and likely violated local laws. Most recent, immigration enforcement agents have been able to access the Flock network, further raising concerns about potential abuse.
All right, welcome back. This might creep you out. Thousands of automated license plate readers are set up around the nation to capture license plate numbers and data. According to a nonprofit public interest law firm, police misuse of these readers is growing. Multiple law enforcement officers are being accused of using them to run unauthorized personal searches.
CNN reported that police officers nationwide were facing criminal charges, resigning, or losing their jobs after allegedly misusing the Flock safety network. According to one report, officers used the network to spy and track on romantic partners. Dozens of law enforcement officers across the United States were accused of secretly using the Flock safety network to monitor ex-partners and other individuals instead of using the technology to investigate organized crime. Throughout 2025, people across social media began damaging Flock equipment. At least 6 cameras were destroyed in Eugene and Springfield. In Virginia, a man was accused of destroying 13 cameras between April and October of 2025.
The cable itself has been cut. The cable itself has been sliced.
Please do not do this. Can you stop doing this as well? This is terrible. Looks like someone's used one of them. Looks like one of them Diablo blades, bit of red on it. So yeah, do not use a circular saw with a Diablo blade and do this. And also looks like someone's used a grinder down there as well. So do not do this because they will fall over and that would be terrible.
But even bigger resurgence came in 2026 when the now infamous Watch Dogs ctOS intro began circulating across social media.
Toys study your children, reporting their play habits back to marketers. Appliances, consoles, and home security systems systems give corporations a window into your private life. Control of your vehicle and mobile device can now be breached remotely by anyone at any time.
With many fans claiming it had foreshadowed real-life surveillance technology, Watch Dogs 1 and the premise, Bloom Corporation created the Central Operating System, better known as ctOS. Bloom eventually expanded the technology into a system capable of connecting to Chicago's cameras, traffic lights, public transportation, communications, and personal records through one network. Chicago then became the first testing ground for ctOS. The first game showed the dangers of giving one privacy corporation access to an entire city's surveillance and information. Anyone with access to the system could observe residents, retrieve private details, control public equipment, and potentially manipulate the city around them. After the original system was completely compromised in Chicago, Bloom did not abandon the project. It developed ctOS 2.0, a more advanced version that was introduced across several American cities, including the San Francisco Bay Area.
Wrong. Coordinated from the heart of Silicon Valley, ctOS 2.0 has been implemented across the United States, ushering in the Internet of Things. 6.4 billion connected devices now serve as collection points, mapping and recording our daily routines.
Ubisoft described it as a network connecting city infrastructures while collecting enormous amount of information. Jumping to present day, ctOS 2.0, in real life, several cities have begun replacing flock safety cameras with Axon's automated license plate readers, instead of removing surveillance technology altogether. Around the same time, online rumors started claiming that the growth backlash against Flock was a coordinated effort to benefit Axon, especially after reports that the president, Donald J. Trump, disclosed owning Axon stock.
This is gonna sound a little crazy, but I think Trump and the Trump administration are the ones pushing these viral videos of people destroying flock cameras. Because I'm not gonna lie, all this looks super badass. Is this movement actually organic, or could it have been hijacked by more nefarious dark forces behind the scenes? Take Denver, Colorado. When Denver decided to part ways with Flock after a massive public outcry, they didn't turn off the surveillance state. Instead, what they did was turn around and hand millions of dollars in new contracts to defense tech giant Axon Enterprise, the multi-billion-dollar monopoly behind tasers, police body cams, and highly integrated AI crime centers.
Watch Dogs 2's sudden resurge. Over the past few months, Watch Dogs 2 has gone from average just a few hundred players to more than 8,000 average players on Steam in total, with concurrent player counts reaching levels not seen since launch. At the same time, TikTok has been flooded with edits comparing Flock safety cameras to ctOS, many using the iconic ctOS narration over real-world surveillance footage. While there's no evidence those videos alone caused a player spike, the timing has led many fans to revisit the game and discuss how its vision of a connected surveillance network feels more relevant today than it did in 2016. Online communities have increasingly described Watch Dogs as more relevant now than ever, drawing direct comparisons between the game's theme and current surveillance technology. This is what makes the comparison between Flock safety and ctOS so interesting. They are pretty much similar. Flock was built around vehicle identification, while ctOS is a fictional network capable of controlling nearly every piece of infrastructure across entire cities. But the comparisons was never about them being identical. It was about the idea behind them. Cameras spread across the cities, information collected through a connected network. Law enforcement is getting access to that information, while questions continue to grow over who should be allowed to use it and how far that access should go. When Watch Dogs introduced ctOS, that idea belonged to a fictional version of Chicago. More than a decade later, people are looking at technology appearing along real American roads and making the comparisons themselves. And weirdly enough, it has given Watch Dogs another moment in the spotlight. A franchise that Ubisoft has left dormant is gaining more attention again. But no, not because of a new game, but because the world around it has made its original themes relevant again. Ubisoft has reportedly had plans to update Watch Dogs Legion. There has been rumors of a Watch Dogs movie trailer coming out very soon, and to celebrate, Ubisoft went back and updated Watch Dogs Legion and is planning to announce this to the whole world. You can see this at UbiCentral's YouTube channel. He goes into full detail. Flock safety is in ctOS. It's similar, But the fact that people are even making the comparisons says something about how much the conversation around surveillance has changed. Maybe Watchdog didn't predict the future. Maybe it was just a foreshadow. Maybe the future just made Watchdogs easier to understand.
Big Brother no longer works alone. Thousands of little brothers monitor and aggregate your every move, building a complete digital profile of you to be bought, sold, or stolen in an instant. Toys study your children, reporting their play habits back to marketers. Appliances, consoles, and home security systems give corporations a window into your private life. Control of your vehicle and mobile device can now be breached remotely by anyone at any time. You may think that you are immune or underestimate the risk, but your digital shadow is already compromised. Insurance companies use algorithms to monitor your life habits and limit or deny coverage. Health providers determine if your cancer is worth treating. Search results and news feeds are skewed to bias mood and influence your vote, engineering social uprisings on a massive scale. You are now less valuable than the data you produce. This is the new reality. Going dark is no longer an option. With threats to personal freedom rising, many are stepping forward. Whistleblowers, activists, and hackers have drawn their battle lines, putting the establishment on watch. But are they threats themselves, or have they become freedom's last line of defense? Freedom's last line of defense.